Hello everyone. Should be able to see me now. How's everyone doing?
Alright, so here's
ICT posted 3 new videos. Exciting. Very exciting. I'm gonna be watching those later. But anyways, for once I'm live before market opens. What's up, Omar? How you doing? I have a question for everybody because I see I have 3 people watching right now. Do y'all get notifications when I stream? Because I know I announced I'd be streaming ahead of time on my shorts, but someone told me they weren't getting notifications. Aloha, Nolani. Alright, my NLP, my Model 2 is not present today because we're in between 8:30 and midnight. So I'm only looking for my first model, 2025 model, on my Top Step account. I did take a trade yesterday during FOMC, so just an update on this account. That's a failed combine. So took 2 trades. First one lost for 500, and then the second one 923. It was the 5-minute sweep, and we had a build trade, but then it swept again on the 1-minute chart, so I went long to capture the range of FOMC. So I'm about halfway. I'm really just 1 trade away, 1 full risk trade away from passing, which is not bad. And yeah, problem with those other accounts that I filled in the past was I never take it seriously. I always just end up gambling or over leveraging on a trade, trying to see if I can get lucky, because I don't have the patience to sit through a combine while I'm trading live. It just seems pointless. But I mean, now I'm taking it pretty seriously because I've dedicated a model to only trading on Top Step and a separate model for my live. Yeah, at least I do. Okay, nice. Omar gets notifications. I don't know, just search your ad every morning, to be honest. Okay. Nolani does not have notifications turned on. I'm kidding. She knows anyway when I'm streaming all the time. But yeah, let me go through what I think price is gonna do. So I mean, obviously FOMC, we came down to that volume imbalance there, or some measure of discount. It doesn't really matter. ICT's first video actually talked about how whenever price trades beneath previous day closes, like the previous 2 days, you want to be a buyer. And I mean, time and time again, in this move higher, that repeats. So we had yesterday a pretty big move from FOMC going into the evening. The Asian traders bought up price. London traders also bought up price off these rate cuts. I think they cut by 25 basis points. Yeah, 25 basis points. So that's, I mean, the algorithm behind markets are seen as bullish, and the bank's algorithms are buying price. That doesn't necessarily mean they should be, but nowadays we have investments being made passively, the passive management, and it's just run by algorithms, and algorithms see rate cuts, they buy. There's obviously risks to cutting rates, so I mean, we'll see over time how those play out, but so far we could have a sell-off. It's just whenever we trend, I never am too excited to trade in the morning session. For my next combine, I'm looking to pass it within the first 2 to 4 trades by over leveraging. Yeah, that's my mindset too, to be honest. I mean, it's a combine. If I fail in one trade, I'll just buy another challenge. It's like nothing. Once I started trading live consistently, and like I'm making, when I was trading live my 2025 model, I was making like 1,000, 1,500. I started. It got to the point where I was making over 2,000 Canadian dollars a trade, and the trades were coming up every 3 weeks, 3 times a month around. So, I mean, now I'm doing that on Top Step, and I'm making twice the money in US dollars. So I just need to pass the combine first, and I'll actually be making that money. It's not worth sitting 2-3 months in a combine. I agree. Oh, Ismail, you're one trade away from passing. That's nice. Good luck. Hopefully you get a nice trade for that last one. But yeah, see, the thing is, I agree it's not worth sitting 2-3 months in a combine. Cause I mean, it's just like $100. You know, like I don't know. If you're a beginner though, that's different. But for me, like I know that I can pass a combine. I've done it time and time again. It's not hard to reach 6% account balance, but I'll over leverage, and maybe I'll have one too many losing trades. I'll just reset the account. You know, it's not a big deal. Or try again the next month. It's better to do it that way, and from where I'm at, than to try and spend 3 months passing it. So right now we're pulling back into this 15-minute fair value gap. I do like that sweep we had here. So let me go over this. We had this price swing lower, those two down close candles, and then price quickly ran up above that. I see that as a breaker, so I'd like for price to find resistance here and maybe seek lower. At the same time, we're pulling back inside an hourly range, and we haven't really shown too much that we want to go lower. We could very well keep going higher. With how the hourly chart looks, it looks like that might be what happens, unless it quickly closes above this candle and runs back down. For my model 1 to appear, I have, what was 830? Oh, 830 is down here. Oh, okay, that's just weird. I would need to be above 830 to short, so I'm not looking to sell in this gap because we're between 830 and midnight. Only thing I could do is wait for it to come up to this high or continue going lower, and for me to get a long beneath midnight. We're kind of in a weird position, so that's why coming into the stream I wasn't too excited, especially because we trended overnight, so already the probabilities are lower. So if we don't get a setup, I'm not going to be that shook. Time and time again, this shit won't stop. Back and show, trying to triple and double the pot. No, it's 5 or 6 figure a show from here on. I'm him from here on out. I don't know. Yeah, W song. Let me check the other markets like the S&P. Ooh, the Dow much lower. That's inefficient. I don't like when it's inefficient like that. The dollar is really going higher, and this might actually be where the dollar makes its low and it starts to head back towards 105. I think the dollar is going to consolidate it's going to bounce between 105 and like 98. That's like anywhere outside this area, you have problems. You risk having problems. So I think the dollar really needs to get more expensive. And something people don't realize is when the dollar goes down like this, they think that it's bad for the United States is de-dollarization. Another way you can look at it is this is leveraging the dollar. So I mean, people are still buying and selling in dollars when it's down here to when it's up here, at the highs. But when it's down here, it's a lot cheaper to borrow. It becomes harder to pay back though as the dollar appreciates. So all the loans and all the spending that's being done right now, it's going to be harder for it to be paid back when the dollar goes back towards 105. Right? And well, like 105 would be that middle area. I feel like the high could be like 107, let's say. But around 105, that's like my target. It's going to be a lot harder to pay back those loans. So I mean, we could see, I don't know, it'd be interesting to see what will happen with other countries, but I don't want to talk too much about that because maybe it's not, I'm still learning about all that stuff, not really my cup of tea. Yeah, gold, another sign that maybe the dollar could be reversing is gold starting to rally again. And the dollar and gold are, well, don't always appreciate together, but time and time again they have. So if we compare dollar to gold, I don't know why it's not showing. Okay, while it shows, we're gonna go back. I'll make sure my trade doesn't show up. But still in between the lines. Let me actually try it again on a different same scale. Let's see. Oh, there you go. Okay, so we can look at it now on the daily chart. So I mean, as gold started, it was rising with gold for a little bit of time, and then gold really blew up when it went down a little bit, and now it's just been kind of moving sideways as gold is consolidating. I think the trend on gold is going to continue, and dollars can start going higher with gold, because that does happen at times, and it doesn't make sense why that would happen, but if the dollar increases, like I said, in leverage, that will scare more people and they'll buy more gold. But that's only if the dollar strengthens, and I think it will strengthen. But anyways, this is not very so yeah, we have touched midnight open. I could look for longs here because we swept midnight and we did take out a short-term low, but the sweep here is not clean. Like the price swing higher is not very clean compared to this price swing lower and then this move higher above it. This is a really clean price swing. On the 15-minute chart, the bodies are nice and thick, and over here we have a lot of wicks, back and forth price action. It's not really attractive. It's very flat. I like thick, like, I want big bodies, like a lot of girth on those candles. The way I look at it is I always take off the wicks, and then you see you have a lot of down close candles in between that, small up close candles. It's just not efficient. It's not an efficient sweep, so I don't take these. That's why my model shows up like only 3 times a month, because the way I qualify sweep is there's a lot of things that go into that qualifying sweep. Here comes candle. Yeah, I need some long and girthy candles. Pause. I'd look out for this level here. This low is probably higher time frame fair value gap. Yeah, so you can see a little bit of pullback. Now I'd want to measure this gap and its quadrant levels. And these should be resistance until we are now in a buy program. Let's see if that 75%, 50% level is going to hold price. Nope. This is a pretty bullish reaction. I'll be honest though, I think my model showed up at 8:30, and it's probably not gonna show up though again. So what I'm thinking is that 5-minute short term, that's a really nice body, price swing lower, we run up above that 1-minute chart, drop down, inverse fair value gap setup, whatever you want, sell it short, and then run it down to some lower level. But sometimes my model, it only occurs 3 times a month on average. So considering, right, the way my top step looks, I've already had one here. Yesterday was FOMC though in the afternoon, so we could have one in the morning today, but we've already had it show up twice. So the probabilities are reduced, especially with the overnight trend. I'm really not looking forward to staying on the chart too long today. I might still look at it throughout the day, but in case I'm wrong, in case the setup is there. But still, it's just I'll probably want to do something else, like study math while I look for it, or I don't know. The key thing here would be watching how that 5-minute body at 9:30 reacts. I want to see if that's going to act as resistance, because that's going to kind of tell us a little bit more about where we're going to go for the rest of the day. We also had a huge gap higher. These don't always get filled. Contrary to popular belief, these often don't get filled completely, immediately. Later on it can, but it is looking a little bullish right now, I'll be honest. If we come up and close above that 9:30 candle though, I don't think it should pull back very much, and it should be pretty quick to get to the new day's high. If it does that, it would be a lot of volatility. That's what I would expect from a good trading day. It just won't be my setup. It'll be a different model. I'm tripping. My chart is way ahead of yours. What? What are you talking about? Your chart is way ahead of mine. We have five people watching. Damn. Welcome to the stream, everybody watching. I usually don't have this many people. Five full ports away from being a millionaire. And you're one full port away from being broke. What's up, Theo? Nolani's got the hustler mindset right now. Theo's the OG fan. I know he's always in my streams. What the heck? What made you come up with these plans? One day I'm gonna get blackout drunk and full port long on Bitcoin, then launch a meme coin. What? You are crazy. What's the meme coin gonna be called? The hustler meme coin. I don't know if I would full port. Actually. Yes, Bitcoin chart doesn't even look that bad. I'd full port gold though. Oh my god. It's gonna go to 4K very soon. The Dow, ooh, still lower. This is probably why Nasdaq's having a hard time going higher, because the ES and the Dow are both lower. But you can tell how it kind of wants to go higher. It's just in this weird place right now. And this is oftentimes what happens after trends overnight. You get this like very wicky price action, very sticky price action. Full port. W. I'd buy in and full port everything. Got 6 people watching now. No, it's not bad. Is it the fit? I'm gonna be driving in Montreal today, so I put this on because I'll be in the car with no AC. I bought a new car. It was older than my last car, and my little brother was like, "You've downgraded." And I said, "No, I've downgraded in material, but I've upgraded in wealth." Hustler mindset. I've upgraded financially. Alright, if we're gonna close now above these bodies and like overtake them, I don't think price should pull back here. It should be very quick. This is actually one of my models. My old model. I don't trade this model, but I have it. This is at no extra charge, free of charge. But basically you have some sort of price swing higher, a false move beneath it, and price overtakes the entire move lower, which is a dealing range. And the idea is that we've now delivered lower and then higher, so we have this equal, lower, higher, and both of them are. What do I mean, Ethan? Too late to enter a buy. I'm explaining the model. About to enter for a buy. The whole range is efficient. I developed this model because sometimes there's no entry for the fair value gap. We don't get that entry. This is high probability too, but it doesn't happen very often. And this is when price is really, really quick. So the fact that it pulled back, it might not work as well, but usually whenever price really quickly closes above the sweep range, mitigation range, or the dealing range, you have a balanced price action, and then you can use a 5-minute fair value gap or whatever, and price should not go back to 50%. Usually doesn't. Not even 75%. Sometimes it'll go to 75%, but I put my stop just beneath 75% of the dealing range, so I measure that, and then usually it will happen within certain times, obviously, that the low and the highs are made. But these are, I don't know if there's any good examples, but you see here how it closed above the bodies, and then we didn't really go back into them. Same thing over here is a really good example of dealing range. Well, actually, this is the same example. Yeah, we close above the bodies, we have fair value gap, and then bang. Same thing here. On the higher time frame, this is like a clean sweep lower. We close above it, first fair value gap, bang. These are really, really nice trades that run very well. I don't know where the dealing range is here. Okay, up here. Yeah, see, I don't know. It's just barely any drawdown. And these are all the videos I used to build that model. It was like a year ago I made this. But Ethan, I don't know what you're talking about when you say it's too late to enter for a buy. I could enter for a buy and whenever I want. Like all I need is to press that blue button. Well, I'm not logged into anything, but all I need is to press the blue button and then I'm in a buy. So I can prove it to you, actually. Look. I just got in for a buy. It just worked. I'm in a position now, and I don't know what you're saying. It was too late, and still let me get in. If it was too late, it wouldn't have let me get in. Bam. Oh, I'm down for the day. Yeah, but my point is now it's gonna show up as it's gonna show up as a as a negative day, but whatever. My point is, you don't know what you're talking about. Oh, I thought you said it is too late to enter for a buy, because I didn't see a question mark. I was my bad. You wanted to enter. I mean, no. I don't think it's too late. I would look for, so it just closed above this range, the price swing lower. Right now I'd look for like a 5 minute fair value gap, or like maybe a really nice. I don't really see anything on the 1 minute I'd like, but I don't think it should be pulling back into this entire range very much. So I mean, this would be my dealing range, and then I could project that actually. And I'd look for a 1 standard deviation, so somewhere up here ideally, or 50%. But yeah, I mean, you could just buy it as soon as the candle close. I don't know, as close as you can to this level, and then your stop. Somewhere around 50%. Like, this isn't a bad trade. You could buy it right here, and the R decreases, but because of how overextended we are throughout the day, like the way Asia trended, London trended, I wouldn't really want to participate in anything, because I just think that it's just overextended. And for this account, I'm not trading this model, which is why I don't think my model is going to show up. But this is still a valid model. It's just not the one I want to trade. Nice to see you in here, Andy. Now this was a nice price swing lower. Like, the bodies are nice, and we did sweep it. So technically, if we touch 830, this could be my model to then go short. But I wouldn't want to go short, because the breaker low is basically at the low of the morning, and it'd be so far beneath where we swept that my rules would say go short, but I have a feeling it's not going to give me the displacement, so I won't have to worry about going short. But let's see what happens when we touch that 830. We're running into some resistance here. Thank you, Nalani, for W analysis. What's your advice on a sell or buy for gold, if I may ask? I'm a very big bull on gold. I mean, are you talking about intraday or long term? Because usually I don't trade gold. I just intraday at least. But if I were to look at it intraday, and I don't really like gold because it's, I feel like ICT says it's very manipulated, and I tend to agree. There's setups in Asia sometimes, but it's just very inconsistent with how it moves. But I mean, just give me a moment. Look at it here. We took out these sort of all these bodies. We came down here and took these out, and we're having a bit of a reaction. But with how, I mean, there's more liquidity down here too, and I think we wicked too fast. And I would just go, whenever I trade a new market, I would just go with the order flow. So right now on the hourly chart, the order flow is bullish because we've closed above the down close candles, and we haven't closed beneath all the up close candles. Until we close beneath here, I wouldn't really be completely bearish, but on the 15-minute we have, so it's just I don't feel comfortable shorting here because we're already oversold. But it could very well continue going lower. We're just too far from the 8:30 and midnight. I think this is like a, yeah, I don't know. It seems like it's trying to go lower, but it's having a hard time going lower. And I just don't know about buys though, because we've been shot down so much from those rate cuts, and we still have more liquidity down here to take. Gold is honestly like a 50-50, but on the higher time frame, I'm bullish. So I think, you know, seeing it come down to these previous day closes, you know, this bunch of closes here, it'd be more convincing for buys if we were beneath that red box, you know, like if we were beneath this red box, these closes over here, it'd be more convincing for me to buy, but it seems like we might have already made the low. If we do continue going lower though, and we get more towards like this area, I would be more interested in buying and looking for strong reactions for buying. But I feel like that might have already happened. I don't know, to be honest. Okay, hold on. So we've hit 8:30. See, when I got in at 718, I bought at 718. No, I should have held on. No, it's not the model. It ain't the model. We could also try and make like a drawing, you know, like we could try and have a red day the 24th and a green day the 25th, and then on, and maybe we could spread it out and have a green day on the 30th and 7th and 8th first. Wait, red, and then red the 2nd, 3rd, 10th, and 9th, and green 30th, 7th, 8th first. That would be nice. It'd be like a Christmas spirit. Eastman, you said gold is bearish today. Can you tell us why? Can you tell us why? Okay, so hold on. Let me get rid of this right here. I'm gonna keep the projection up. Deck. No. What is that level at? Okay. Alright, so let me take this as a 5-minute short-term high. This would be the framework enter for a short. If I get significant displacement, and I mean like a large fair value gap, I could short. I just don't think it's gonna happen. Right now, I'd like to see this gap act as support. Nolani's deceased. No. Not my, according to YouTube, #1 fan. #1 IL fan. It's W. Sell gold. Yeah. Oh, and good luck. It would make sense of the narrative though. Interest rates were cut, so that would mean like easier for spending and borrowing money, which means more money is going to flow into the stock market. Less people are going to look for safe havens like gold. So selling gold is not a bad idea. But I would be careful seeing momentum slow down around this area. So when you start to get closer to that low of the day. Only new high of the day. So when we close right here, it's about a 1-on-1 so far. I've always had this struggle though where I don't know if I should use the bodies or the wicks. Either way, if we use the bodies, I mean, we don't really close at 9.55. Well, yeah, we do actually. I think we close at the same price. 9.7 1/4. 6.8. Oh. 6.8. Oh yeah, no. Wait a minute. 6.8 1/4, and this is 9.7 1/4. Wait, what? Am I tripping? Oh, okay. No, I have to look at the open. 9.7 1/2. 9.7 1/4. So no, we were a tick beneath closing. I mean, you could basically assume that this closed above. So let's just say we longed here. That would have been pretty good RR so far. But I don't remember when I pointed this out, this model. But let's just say, you get in when it closes here. Your stop is around 75%. Just beneath 75%. Going for one standard deviation would give you 2.4 RR. So that's what I would be targeting today. And now I just need to wait and see if we're going to get displacement lower for my 2025 model. If not, then we're just going to keep going towards that level, that standard deviation. If you had gotten in down here though, you can see how the RR, like, it usually won't close this far. It might pull back into these wicks. It didn't today, it just continued going straight up. But let's just say you consider this basically like a close above this range, because it basically closed out the entire range, balanced it out. The idea is that you want price to go down one direction and offer sell side delivery, and then price go back through it and offer buy side delivery. So now you have balanced price action, with down close and up close candles, and you want to do it quickly without taking too much time. And then let's just say you consider that close, you put your stop, let's just say 20 points beneath 75%, and bang, that's like already you're at 3.6 RR, 3.5 RR at the high of the day. That was a model that I never actually traded, I just developed it. I tried trading it, it's just way too, I don't know when I 2023 in September. Oh wow, that's a long time ago. It was like 2 years ago I developed this. But yeah, that's the model that I'm looking at right now. And I mean, I tried trading it. It's something that, like my current 2025 model, didn't show up often. Psychologically, it was hard to be able to wait for those perfect setups, Here's where I could short. We've got inverse fair value gap, but I want to see a bit more displacement to be convinced. I don't know. We closed above. We swept this price range, went to previous day high. It's just so bullish right now. I need more displacement to be convinced. I don't know if I should try it with something small, like a lower leverage. Also, how much has the day moved by? That's another thing, part of my rules I have to look at. Oh no, we already made 180 points. Yeah, I'm not trading. This is one of my rules that I have. It's a range rule. I'm still gonna study it, but whenever price does, so I always take like the last month's average range. I don't think this is gonna work, but I always take the last month's average range, from the 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock, and 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock. But if you measure that range in the past, let's just say week from 9 o'clock. Oh, well, actually, what I do is I take the hourly candles, so like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, and then I measure each one. But let's just take from 9 to 11. It's 137 points here. You've got about 80, 90 points there. Over here you got about, let's just say, 100 points, 110 points, and then last one, we'll do this one. This one you got about 70 points. So in the past like week, we've had these tiny ranges, and now we've got 9 o'clock made 180 points. From 9 to 11, the range is 180 points. So now you gotta ask yourself, what are the chances that price is gonna now turn and move another 90 points, another 100 points? They're not likely. What's likely is the move, that whatever move the morning wanted to do already happened, and it's gonna leave without you. And that's exactly why I have that rule, because I want to avoid trading in conditions where it's just so obvious it's gonna go against you, when it's ranging and going higher. So now I'm no longer looking to trade. I think I missed some comments. Smaz said I got a nice sell pre-market. This is why I was bearish. Nice. Yeah, you if you're still in something, hold it for sure. But getting into something now on gold, I just feel like it's just too late to like the move. Just like the Nasdaq, the short already happened at 8:30, and then we got a long for my breakpoint or landslide model at 10. I have to watch ICT. Yeah, you do, Nolani. He posted 3 episodes so far in his new 2025 mentorship. I'm excited to watch that. I'll be driving to Montreal watching that, listening to that today. It'll be very exciting, and hopefully I don't fall asleep and crash my car and I'm never able to stream again. Ethan said 6-7. I don't know what that's referring to. Noani said my order number at in and out was 6-7. Whoa. In and out? Wait a minute. Aren't you supposed to be meal prepping? Well, I have to investigate this further after the stream. Nolan said, damn, I'm gonna use that too. Smart. Yeah. A lot of what I say is smart. I don't know which one it is that you're gonna use from what I said, but whatever it is, I'm sure you'll do well with it. I'm kidding. But yeah, so anyways, I'm probably gonna end the stream and I'm gonna go study some mathematics or something. I don't know, maybe read, because I just don't like, again, we've already created a range bigger than what the average range is in the past weeks, so I'm no longer looking to trade, and I just want to see it reach that, one deviation from the sweep. If it can do that, well, we could also, we already reached one deviation from the bodies. So if we may do 50% or 2 from just using the bodies, that'd be nice. And otherwise, I'm gonna be out of here. Rankings for today's stream: Nolani number 1, Ismail and Ethan 2 and 3. It's nice to see you here, Ethan. I haven't seen you in my stream before, so welcome to the stream. Hopefully you'll see you around more often. Well, maybe you haven't been watching, you just didn't comment, but yeah, so and with that being said, have a good day, everybody. Good luck with your trading. I'm not going to be streaming tomorrow. I'll be in Montreal and there's no news. But next week I will be. What's actually the economic calendar looking like for next week? Okay, nice. Tuesday news. That's good. Alright, so looks like tomorrow, well, not tomorrow, next week we'll have a pretty good week. But I will see everybody tomorrow. Wait, it's pushing pretty high here. Thanks, bro. I'm new to trading and everything, but yeah, we'll definitely be coming back. Nice. Yeah. If you're new to trading, wait, actually, how long have you been learning, and what do you know so far? How am I going to trade if you don't stream that? Yo, I gave you a setup today. Might not have been obvious telling you exactly where to get in and sell, but you could have taken that last trade today. Otherwise, patience. That's a very important lesson. Have some patience. Remember the 16th, I was waiting for the 16th on Monday for ICT to post, or was it Tuesday? And he delayed it by a day. No, it was the 15th. He posted only the 16th. Edged me, but that was to teach patience. Mostly the basics. Okay, nice. Well, I mean, we can always talk further in next streams. But yeah. Even if you want, I just posted a video of one of my models where I basically break it down. There's a lot of insight. It's not like, I'm not saying go and trade this model that I posted, but there's a lot of insight in this video that or concepts in the video that you could use to have an easier time looking at the charts or finding setups, depending on how you trade. Because each trader is gonna have a different style of trading, or different whatever it is they're comfortable with. It's gonna be different for everybody. And I mean, you only know by learning more. So anyways, I look forward to seeing you in the future, and everybody else, and had a great stream today. Had a great time. But good luck, everyone, and I'll see you all in the future.